China, it can make 1,700 ships a year. We commissioned 2. That's not good, people.
But we can do it. America can build ships if there's the political willpower to do it.
I mean, bring back manufacturing. People need jobs. People need money. Make weapons.
Yeah, people will want those jobs. There'll be good jobs making stuff that's of great value.
The mines, children in the mines.
And that's not the mines. It's like...
Well, I'm also saying the rare earth mines.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Maybe the semiconductor mines as well.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure those are chip fabs and not mines. Although we are building some of them, more of them in the U.S.
Yeah, it's great. It's great that we have TSMC working on that Texas factory. Things have changed in the U.S., but it's very slow, and we're very behind for what could be a year away. Like, even if Trump is right about, we'll get these ships in 2.5 years, if Xi Jinping is ready in a couple of months.
What was the thing that, Xi Jinping promised Trump that he wouldn't invade Taiwan when Trump was president?
Oh, what was that?
Something like that.
That did happen in 2025, but it's also, why would you take that seriously? It's a law. But
I was thinking about how that press conference that Obama and Xi Jinping had, after the Xi Jinping state visit to the U.S., where Xi Jinping was like, we will not militarize the South China Sea Islands. Promise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know what their promises were.
Yeah. But, yeah. I don't know.
Yep. Well, I mean, there are midterms coming up, so it's important to see what these officials think about China. So that should be something you look at when you cast a vote.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because you can't just depend on the executive branch.
Yes, that's very true. I mean, it is a huge problem that, on the local level, lots of infiltration, lots of sister city things going on, lots of spies, like the alleged Chinese spy, Linda Sun, Chinese police stations. Yeah, the local level is very important.
Yeah, but also when you talk about midterms and electing people to Congress, right?
Yeah.
They make laws. They're
the ones that typically declare war.
There's a bunch of things that they do that's related to China, and China's been so far a bipartisan issue mostly, but there are also a lot of people in both parties who want to downplay the CCP, and so you have to look at that as well when you're voting, because if you have, an executive branch or a State Department and Department of War that care about what's happening with the CCP, but then your legislative branch doesn't, then...
And keeps blocking anything the executive tries to do.
Yeah, that won't work.
Yeah. Also, Taiwan needs tactical nukes, which you need the right people in Congress for.
Yeah, I was going to say, who would pass that law?
Yeah. Me.
You.
When I'm in charge.
So for you being supreme leader is basically the dissolution of the other branches of government. It's all in Chris Chappell, supreme leader.
Yeah. What's the point of being a supreme leader if you're sharing power?
Well, as I think Xi Jinping has shown this past year, there's no problem if you continue to consolidate power, and everybody underneath you will be totally supportive of that.
Seriously. Great model.
Yeah, there you go. You won't have to be looking for backstabbers or people starting rumors of you losing power or...
Yeah, I mean, that is, I'm glad you did bring that up, because that is the flip side of all of this. In a lot of ways, China seems very strong, and we are in a dangerous situation. We have to take the threat seriously. Fortunately, there are all kinds of internal problems within the CCP itself and Chinese society that are an existential threat to the
economic
CCP.
stuff is a really existential step. I mean, I think one thing that the U.S. government did this year that was good is trying to use economic statecraft as
That's a powerful weapon. The
Yeah,
US
for
has.
national security, like that understanding that like the economy, like what we do with manufacturing, with our businesses, whatever, that is part of U.S. national security.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So I think that is, we've had the commissioners on who, released that report to Congress, who talked about that, and also the executive branch talked about that in the national security strategy. So that's a good thing. That's a positive thing that happened in 2025.
Yeah.
However, I will say that we can't just be like, oh, well, like China's going to collapse economically, so we don't have to worry.
Not to worry. What might help their economy is global domination.
Yes. I mean, that's also what they need, right? They're not going to be able to have that internal consumption come up the way that it's going. So they essentially need to keep like conquering and feeding on other economies.
Yeah. 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 It requires the U.S. to understand that we are at war. Not a war we started, but one we have to finish. And the war needs to be fought on all levels. It's not just about ships. We need more ships, but it's also the economic statecraft. It's
Economic stuff, the psychological warfare, right? Narrative warfare. And that's one thing, when I brought up the whole thing about Xi Jinping losing power, there were a lot of anti-CCP channels over the last year that were obsessed with the idea that Xi Jinping's losing power, and this is, like kind of like the equivalent of, Kremlin watching back in the day during the Cold War. And it's exciting, I think, but like a lot of these things are just like completely crazy rumors that people were like, oh, this guy's gonna get, this guy was murdered, and like, all this stuff. And not to say that doesn't happen, like the Neil Haywood thing,
Yeah.
CCP, but the whole thing is that like if you become obsessed with this, and then you have this idea that like the CCP is going to somehow self-regulate, like, oh, the party elders are going to come and take down Xi Jinping and whatever, it kind of lulls you into this feeling of, well, we don't really have to do anything about the CCP. That they'll, take care of themselves. They'll either collapse themselves, or they'll, internally regulate so that like the reformers will come back, and then they won't talk about taking Taiwan anymore. And that's the kind of like self-deception that a lot of this type of thinking can lead to. So in some ways, the CCP likes all of these rumors because it gets people obsessed with that and not about actually standing up to the CCP.
This is just one clip from our longer podcast. Do you like this kind of discussion? Then click below and watch it and download it all at ChinaUncensored.tv. When you subscribe to our website, you'll also be part of my exclusive China Uncensored 50 Cent Army, and we can stand up to the CCP together. Link is below.